Welcome to Mist. I'm Coach Nikita, and this is lesson number 21 of Green Ball. Let's talk power levels. What are they? They are different speeds of the ball that you can maintain a rally with, and gradually increase or decrease your amount of percentage that the balls go in. So I like to start from power level 6 and 7. I don't usually count anything below that, but you can tell students, your athletes, that if they're hitting way too slow, then they're underperforming. And this underperforming and performance, going back to our previous lessons. Check that one out. So how should we figure out what type of power level they are when they're hitting a power level of 6 and 7? Now, what is 6 and 7? That means you always put the ball back in the court. 100% of the time, that means you have total control of the ball. 6 and 7, how do we do it? You and your athlete will rally. And we usually would want to rally from the baseline on this one. So to really get the idea here. And you will hit the ball 10 times in a row, and you will find out if you're missing any balls. Now, we're talking about balls going past the service line. We're not talking about the balls that drop in the service box, the opponent comes in and just hits the ball. Okay, no. If they're unable to keep the ball past the service line, then that level of 6 and 7 is actually for them is not 6 and 7. That level is probably an 8 for them. Now, if a person who is hitting a ball and they're doing very well at 6 and 7, and they're hitting the ball past the service line from the baseline, then that means you have to increase the level. Okay, so we figured some level out. We don't know what level it is yet. Okay, so you will tell your athlete to increase the level. Let's say they increase the level and they still are able to get the ball over the net using the power level 8, current power level 8. Okay, because we still don't know what power level is 100% at yet. So at the level 8 power, they're able to put the ball in the court past the service line 100% of the time. Well, that means that power level 8 is actually not a power level 8 for them, for that individual player, but it's actually a level 7 or 6. Okay, so you would keep increasing the power level until you find that they're starting to make mistakes, the ball drops a little short, and you start to understand, okay, your 6 and 7 power level has been found. This is your level. This is where we need to practice our controlled rallies with, okay? So you're able to put the ball in the court using that power level. Eventually, you will structure your practice in such a way where you will ask them to keep increasing the power level so that they get more comfortable with hitting harder, faster, with more spin type of shots. Why do we want this? Well, the name of the game is power, and we got to be able to use it to our advantage during a match. Fantastic. Again, from the baseline, 10 in a row, find 6 and 7 and tell them, okay, next time you play in match, you have to play with 6 and 7 rally balls. Okay, if you're planning to attack like a transition into the net, you can still use a 6-7 level power, or you can start to hit a little bit harder using 8. Now, what's the percentages for 8, 9, and 10? Well, here it's debatable. It really depends on the coach. Like 6 and 7 is 100%, 8 can say 80%, 9 is 60%, and 10 is like 50%. Now 50% is from the baseline. It's not the same as 50. It's not the same level 10 50% from here. In fact, it's not 50% from here. Most likely you will get more of your shots when it's closer to the net. So use common sense, okay? We're talking about baseline shots. So most likely, if an athlete were to hit a level power 10 shot from the baseline, it's going to go in 50% of the time. So figure those levels out, use them on the court, make sure your athlete understands which power levels to use and when to use them. Okay, and this is crucial.